Right, welcome to this follow-along rope flow mobility routine. So rope flow itself can be a pretty good way to improve many aspects of our movement and mobility, as can other tools like clubs and maces. So just practicing the basic movements will get you a lot through the wrists, the shoulders and the spine. But there are a few separate mobility drills that can potentially be useful, particularly if you're struggling to nail down a particular movement with the rope, or if you just want to make sure the main joints involved are nice and warmed up and moving well prior to beginning rope flow. So for this routine, you'll just need a rope and some space, and whether you practice rope flow or not, or you just want to maybe improve shoulder mobility and your ability to rotate, which comes in handy. I hope it helps you out. Follow along, let me know how you get on in the comment section below. And if you want a longer version of this routine, along with my other mobility, movement and breathwork programs, you can check out a free 7-day trial of the Playbook app linked down below. So let's get cracking. So start by opening up the wrists. Take the thumb and index finger on your right hand and pinch it into the left wrist junction. Make a fist, and then we're going to do some gentle circles. So we're not rushing, nice and slow, and just feeling the wrist open up, pinning down some of those tissues and then added movement. Creates a nice release. Shake it out, same on the opposite side. So open palm and then pinch, close that fist. So we tack down the tissues, and then just some gentle rotations, a few left, a few right. We don't have to be too prescriptive with this. You can spend a little bit more time on one wrist if it feels a bit tighter than the other. Shake it out. And now let's move on to the shoulders. So we're going to bring in the elbows up to 90 degrees, and then trying to keep those elbows high, we're dropping between internal rotation, so the palms come down, and then external rotation, the arms come up like an American football goalposts or rugby. So we're just gently moving through internal rotation and external rotation of the shoulders, allowing the shoulder blades to move freely as well. I like to walk around a little bit too, because standing still isn't too fun. It's just in your own time, moving through internal and external rotation. At the top, you might get a bit of a squeeze of the muscles in the mid-back. And shake it out. You grab your rope now and fold it in half. You might need to go a little bit longer if you need a little bit more space for the shoulders to come through. We're just going to go through a shoulder dislocate. So as you come up and over, try not to flare the ribs too much. Allow the arms to come fully through. So on the backwards movement, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. As you've dislocated and the rope is behind your back, you're squeezing your chest, squeezing the pecs. So you're getting a nice open, and we're activating some of those muscle groups around the shoulder as well. This one can be a nice one to just ease into. Over time, you can start to shorten the length of the rope as your shoulder mobility improves. So working through extension and flexion. Another rope one now. I'm going to go up overhead and then very gently side bend, starting on the right side. So opening up the left, back to center, and then down to your left side. And we're just alternating to get a bit of a stretch through the side body. So we know with many of our rope flow movements, we end up closing down one side of the body and opening up the other, and that's the case for many athletic movement patterns too. If you want, you can add in a bit of a, I suppose, a grapevine, stepping behind with the opposite leg. So as you bend to your right. The left leg steps behind the right. So we're bringing the full lateral line into play now. So open it up through the hip as well as the side of the torso. We're going to work on shoulder internal rotation and extension now, a common limiting factor. So the one arm's going to go behind the back, hooked with the rope there. The other one is up overhead. So we've got the right arm behind the back to start with. Then you can just stay here. That might be enough of a stretch. Or you can play with a little bit of motion, kind of a flossing motion up and down. Trying to keep the right shoulder back and down, trying to stop it from kind of rounding forward. You can get a little bit of motion through that shoulder as well if that feels comfortable. Or you can kind of just rest in the stretch, whatever feels best for you. So we get a little bit of opening on that arm that's in the overhead position, but most of the work is on the back arm that's internally rotating. Swapping sides now, so you're kind of tying up that left arm now, and the right arm is up overhead. You can go through that flossing motion if it feels good. If there's any pinching or discomfort in the shoulder, you can always ease off or skip this one altogether. If it's comfortable, you can get a little bit of backwards motion through that left shoulder. So this might come in handy with some of those sneak patterns if you do play around with rope flow. And you can put your rope to the side now. For this last movement, we're going to work on some thoracic rotation. So from a neutral position, swing the arms out, allow the hips to come through. You can lead with your head as well. So we're just rotating from side to side, allowing the full body to get involved. You can come up onto the toe, onto the ball of the foot, and swing through. You can play with changing the angle a little bit, so you're not just going kind of parallel to the floor. You can reach up or reach down with that leading arm, seeing how far behind you you can start to see. Rotation is a full body experience. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope this was somewhat beneficial. Hope that if you're practicing rope flow, then you feel nice and open and warmed up. Let me know how you got on down in the comment section. It'd be great to hear from you, get some feedback, and let me know what you want more of as well. I'm always open to ideas. If you do want more follow along movement mobility videos, you can check out a free 7-day trial of the Playbook app down below. There's also breathwork, meditation, and thousands of other coaches on there aside from me. So yeah, you feel free to check that out. Take care, and I'll catch you soon.